Hello everyone, it's Angela, and
This is Keela.
Hey, so we just got back from ALA, annual conference in Las Vegas, and I think we're both still a little tired.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're here to talk about our experience while it's fresh in our mind. So we're going to go through some questions real quick, and then we'll talk about some of the tips and things we would share with people that are considering going or that have gone and maybe they're thinking about how to improve their experience, things like that. So stay tuned. So our first question, Keela, what was your favorite part of ALA?
My favorite part was definitely I went to a panel, or rather a presentation for librarians for Palestine. A woman named Hannah, who lives in Brooklyn, led a delegation of librarians to go to Palestine and talk to librarians and archival workers who were working in the area. And she just talked a lot about her experience there, but she also talked a lot about the history of librarianship in Palestine. There's not a lot of library schools there, so most of the librarians there either don't have degrees or are untrained entirely or get their degrees elsewhere, like in Jordan or in Europe. She talked about the difficulties of sort of being a librarian in Palestine. There's a lot of, embargoes on the resources, and they're basically not allowed to buy a lot of the resources that they want to buy, and some of those struggles. She was just kind of talking about how the conflict has sort of affected information access there generally. It was really interesting.
Yeah. Hannah, that was the woman who was at our dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She's
so
really great.
cool.
The Social Responsibilities Roundtable is a really cool thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that's actually my favorite part was we went to the social responsibilities round tables.
Roundtable, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, and that was Friday night. So that was our first night there, and there are a bunch of different, like 3 or 4 different tables, and they had different themes. So like one was international responsibilities,
And there was the Feminist Task Force, and then there's the Task Force for Hunger and Homelessness and Poverty, I think it's called.
Right. So they had these different roundtables, and you could sit down and meet some people and just discuss some of the themes and issues that are going on right now. So I really liked that one-on-one kind of time to really dig into people's minds and see what's going on in their part of the world, which was actually funny because one of the individuals at the table I was at was actually a librarian here at Pitt, and I had never met him before. So you run into people from Pittsburgh all the time. Yeah. So what was your least favorite part of ALA?
My least favorite part was probably, honestly, the first speaker that we went to,
Right.
the keynote, I think.
Jane McGonigal.
Jane McGonigal. She was talking about gaming, and I think she was talking about gaming and like the partnerships that are possible with libraries. And it was interesting. It just wasn't super relevant to me, I think, and it was just, I don't know. It was a little anticlimactic, I think, for the beginning of a big conference.
Yeah, I agree. I think that contributed to what I found as the least favorite part of ALA for me. It was kind of difficult to connect to some of the presentations and sessions, and I'm not sure. I come from an archives and information science specialization, so librarianship is obviously important and a part of my curricula, but it wasn't like an upfront primary focus, I feel. So, for instance, when Jane McGonigal was talking, it was a lot of outreach in public libraries and crowdsourcing for these gaming formats and reaching out to different kinds of learners. And like that's all awesome and that's great, but I feel like that's something that I haven't really had a lot of experience or um, a lot of information about in my specialization. Like we have a lot of information and discussion about user populations and the people coming into your reading rooms, but that outreach I feel like sometimes is lacking. So for instance, like that, and there are a couple other sessions where it's a little different as an archives student trying to connect with it, but I did find there were a couple different sessions that did touch on archives and archivists in the field, which was pretty awesome.
I think I'm actually going to revise my answer to
sure.
this question, because I think actually my least favorite part of ALA was probably actually the exhibition hall and sort of the general I mean, I understand that like libraries and publishers and libraries and vendors have a very long history of partnerships and stuff, but for
Right.
me, I think like the first person that I saw was the president of like or the VP of ProQuest,
Oh,
and
right. Yeah.
I get it. You know, we gotta all get along. We're all in this together. I think, but it's funny to hear the VP of ProQuest say that their mission is to help libraries. It's like your mission is to make money. Like
Very true.
let's be
Yeah.
real. But the exhibition hall, while it's great because you get a lot of free books,
Yes.
it is
Lots.
also there's so many people and there's so many vendors trying to get you to spend money. And when you're a library student and don't have any real reason to be there anyway, it can
Yeah.
be a little strange, I think.
Yeah. The exhibition hall is unlike anything else. There are vendors, there are just people everywhere, and it's huge. Like, there are so many aisles, and everybody has their own little um, table, and they have their books, and they have their sales pitches, and it's a lot to handle.
I think it's more relevant if you know, or have started your career already and are actually
Mhm.
looking to buy these things for your library. But a lot of people
Yeah.
came up and been like, "Do you have tablets at your library?" No, I don't work
Yeah.
here, you know. And I think it's not. It's I guess it's not as educational as some of the, which I guess it's not supposed to be.
Right.
But I was really mostly in it for the free books, which I did get free books.
Don't worry, everybody gets free books. So yeah, no, I agree. I think as a current student, ALA, I think there are a lot of great things about it, including like the sessions and getting to network and meet people. But I think it can be difficult when you're in the exhibition hall and walking around because as a student, like Shaquila said, you have no purchase power. You have the $5 in your pocket, so, which you can still buy books with that. But I'd say overall, it's a good way to kind of find your way in ALA and kind of get the layout, and to see kind of the benefits of becoming a member and staying a member for your career, like the entirety of your career, because there are a lot of great offers and a lot of great ways to form partnerships and, like I said, network and get some good deals. So, for those that are graduating, have graduated, and are moving on, you should check it out. All right. So, I guess we can just go through some tips real quick. So, I would say stay as long as you can. Keela and I got there Friday morning and we left last night, Sunday evening. And I wish we would have stayed longer. A lot of people have jobs, so it's not possible, but if you can, do it. Also, don't be afraid to leave a session. If it's not doing it for you, if there's something else that you also want to check out, just get up and go. Everybody's on their own schedule, and nobody's going to be offended. At least nobody I know of would be offended. Another one is if you're planning on going somewhere with a big speaker, there will be a line. I went to see Stanley, who is awesome. He's hysterical and the funniest old man you'll find. But there was a very long line, so get there early for those kinds of big speakers. And then just two more. Bring a suitcase with wheels. So you can fill it with your books and just drag it through the airport or wherever you're going because it will be heavy. If you're on Twitter, check out the hashtags because the commentary is amazing. It's so funny and so insightful, and it's a great way to find out who is also around and see what their thoughts are. And they're all short, so you're not going to spend a whole lot of time sitting there reading an article. And then,
I think my last two are to bring business cards or at least bring something to like give out your contact info because you'll probably meet at least one person that you want to connect with. It can be a little difficult to like have to find pen and paper, or have to find your email or whatever. If you have something to just hand to them, hopefully they won't throw it away. You know, just give it, or at least like just exchange. But don't be afraid to exchange information. I think at the very least, join mailing lists. You know, give out your cell phone number to meet up for dinner or something later. Like, don't be afraid to make connections. And I think for me, the most important thing is to like take breaks because like I love libraries and I love librarians, but like 20,000 people is too much for me. I have to go chill out somewhere, and you know there are a lot of the sessions, and go to as many as you can. But you don't have to go. You don't have to fill up your entire day with sessions. You can take a break and sit out in the sun, or sit at the hotel pool for just an hour or something, just to like
Yeah.
come back and be a real person, you know.
It will be exhausting. So that's a great tip. Just take some time for yourself when you need to. All right, I think that's all for today. If you have any questions about our experience at ALA or um, anything else, just put it in the comments. All right, thanks. Bye.